He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to Reddit, Jeff, because I don't know where this thing happened, but it was quite awesome. Where a young lady, some might call her a thought.
Yes.
Which stands for that hoe over there, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
I think.
I think so. Anyway,
I don't keep up with it.
She's wearing camouflage panties or something. The one of many versions of this I saw on Reddit was no thoughts for range thoughts. This chick's basically wearing a bikini bottom with some sort of pants around her ass, like hanging low, like dudes who like let their pants hang low, way low below their, around the bottom of their ass. Kind of like that. I mean, she looks attractive. She'd probably be attractive. But then here's what it sounded like when she actually shot her gun.
Your ass is loud.
What, babe? Stop.
Yeah, okay. So the reason her boyfriend's like, babe, stop, is because she got brass somewhere. It's hard to tell exactly where the hot brass landed that messed her up. I think it was in her boot. And then she torches a round off.
Into the floor, knocking some of their stuff over that was down below. And she didn't shoot herself, as far as we can tell. Looked like it sort of went down range. I guess technically she was pointing the gun in the right direction, but her finger was in the trigger guard, and I'm pretty sure she didn't mean to shoot it. But hey, shots by thoughts.
Your ass is loud.
What, babe? Stop.
Most passive RO ever. Hey,
No,
stop.
I think that was the boyfriend.
I know that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Babe, stop. God. It almost sounded like Napoleon Dynamite was her boyfriend. Babe, stop. This was an interesting story. Came across today on a Russian air defense officer was sentenced to nearly 3 years in prison for mistakenly shooting down a Russian helicopter after mistaking it for a Ukrainian drone.
Nice.
Yeah. 3 crew members in the Mi-8 helicopter were killed after a Russian anti-air missiles system shot it down over annexed Crimea in 2023. Captain Igor Pashkov, an assistant air defense officer on duty at the time, turned himself in to authorities last May, admitting that he could have made a fatal mistake. According to the court documents, which I'm amazed there are in Russia, an unidentified combat crew chief reported low-flying, low-speed aerial target to Pashkov. The crew chief later clarified that the target was a helicopter flying with lights on, but Pashkov did not believe the follow-up reports, and a check showed there were no friendly aircraft in the vicinity, in quotes. 2 minutes after the initial message, they fired a missile at it and destroyed the target.
Oopsies. I mean, we try to make fun of them, but an American ship shot down an F-18 for the same reason.
Yeah, and that's happened. An American ship. This was an episode of a show I love, Air Disasters. There was a naval ship shot down an airliner from somewhere. Might have been Iran, but they were confusing it for. It was a civilian airliner, not military aircraft, but they were confusing it for an Iranian F-14.
Yep.
Whoopsies. And ended up shooting it down. And Russia shot down that was a terrible one back in the 80s. Shot down a Korean air flight, like a 747 or something huge like that.
Yep, like
they were
over Korean airspace, if I remember,
no, it was
maybe
over
just
Russian
Korean
airspace.
Yeah, because I remember seeing a story about that, like a Korean airliner getting shot down by Russia, but that long time ago. Then they shot down another one.
Because the if I'm not mistaken, the pilot did make a minor mistake because when they were flying, they were so close to the North Pole it was messing up their compass. It was that long ago, 1983.
Oh,
And it was a navigation error by the pilots, and the pilot was under orders to shoot it down. And like they interviewed the pilot on Air Disasters, and he's like, I have no doubt that was a spy aircraft. Just, yeah. Like, he's going to his grave swearing he did not shoot down a civilian airliner. Like, it may have been a civilian airliner with civilians on it, but he thinks it was, spy plane
Right.
shit. So, yeah. Bad deal. Then there comes the story in your town.
Yeah.
This is rather interesting. You know more about this than I do. Why don't you tell the story?
I'll be honest. I know slightly more, but
okay.
I have local context. So, Douglas County attorney said no charges to be filed in a shooting that killed one person and injured 4 others last weekend. This would have been January 15th. Stop playing on me.
I hate it when autoplay video happens from TV news sites. God damn it.
It's the worst.
Oh, especially when you're trying to read something and then it like pushes it down.
Yep. So Omaha police said they were called to the area of 24th and Binney Street at 3:00 in the morning.
What's that neighborhood like?
I wouldn't drive there at 3:00 in the morning.
Okay.
Also bars in Omaha close at 2 a.m. So, our shot spotter system detected 14 shots. Officers on the scene at an after hours club minutes later found 2 victims with gunshots, rendered aid, and noticed a large crowd starting to form. This required police to expand the crime scene. OPD identified the deceased victim as 37-year-old Brandon Jones. Let's see. Cameron Brown, 32, Derek Bothwell, 48, Robert Johnson, 55, and Philip Gaines, 57, are expected to be okay. Klein said Jones was asked to leave the establishment, left angry, and came back with a firearm. He made threatening statements while brandishing the firearm, then fired shots, and the people in the establishment returned fire, Klein said. All of the other people shot in the establishment were struck by gunfire from Jones, according to Klein. Jones was killed by the gunfire from the people within the establishment. According to Klein, their actions in using deadly force were justified because Jones was the one who introduced deadly force. So the story I've heard is this was at a biker bar because this is not all bars are closed at 2 a.m. Like you get kicked out by 2:15, and the 24th North 24th is not the nice side of town. So.
But it like bar, when you say bar though, it doesn't sound like this was a bar, like a bar open to the public.
No, I'm saying it's a biker clubhouse. We'll say.
Right.
So that's why it was an after hours club, whatever that means.
Whatever that means. It's You also sent me. Didn't you send me that video of the woman whose boyfriend was being choked out by a firefighter?
Oh yeah.
And there's no video, like the video of the shot being fired is not there, but she's like, let him go, and he's choking the guy out, and like I looked up the backstory of that. She was not charged for killing the guy.
Yep.
But the guy was charged for having an illegal machine gun because he had I think it was a Glock with a
with
4-inch grip and a switch. Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
So it was interesting.
It's a brutal video to watch because the guy is dominant position, got the dude's back, putting him in a rear naked, and the woman is like, "Oh my God, let him go, please let him go!" Like she does
not want to shoot that guy.
No, but she also is brandishing the firearm like in his face. But I think he was just so focused on the fight that I think she just domed him without him realizing there was a gun involved. I'm not sure, but like it goes back to a conversation around violence is that when you have introduced deadly force can now be used against you.
Yeah.
And so while this guy may have been maybe partially justified in his use of violence, it was not like it had once you establish dominant position, you are no longer in threat. And that's a weird spot to be in. There's actually a fairly famous video of like a jiu-jitsu black belt getting jumped by a homeless dude, and he gets him into an arm bar, but he can't finish it because he's in the dominant position. So he's not under threat anymore.
And so he's like, oh crap, what do I do now? And so he ends up like elbowing the dude in the side of the head. But it was just it's an interesting kind of gray zone of, hey, when you're in a fight and there's other people, you've got to know what they're doing because they may introduce something that you're not prepared for.
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting. It happened in the Kansas City area, didn't it? I'm pretty sure. I think it was in the Missouri side. I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, when you look at all the factors, like, no, he wasn't stabbing him. No, he wasn't. He didn't have a gun to his head, but he is inflicting force capable of causing serious bodily injury or death. And at that point, and I don't know what started it. That's the other thing that's interesting about this.
It was something dumb like a conflict in a liquor store or something.
Yeah, but even in my state where we can have booby traps, there still, even if you're the aggressor, if you have given up and clearly have withdrawn from, whatever it was that you were doing, and the other person continues the force, then you have regained the right of self-defense, or someone for you has. So, it's kind of how I thought it should go when I went looking online to see where, how it turned out. It happened in 2023, so it was a little while ago, but, yeah, she wasn't charged, but the guy who she saved, her boyfriend or husband, whatever he was, he got sentenced to a couple years in prison for the for the machine gun that she saved his ass with. But
it's nice someone gets prosecuted under that law.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So USPSA melting pot. Owen is awesome. Last place to mix. What is this about the incident?
No.
Oh,
This part's positive.
Oh, okay.
So, my buddy Owen, you guys will know him from the Reddit. He posts quite often. What is it? Limited 40
for life or something like that.
For life, yeah. Which he's switching to 9mm, so might want to change your handle there.
Yeah.
But I had a project at my gym that needed done, and I am completely worthless when it comes to manual labor because I am who I am. And I asked Owen because he is a man who is quite handy, and he goes, "Oh, I can do that, no problem." I was like,
He's
"Oh,
a carpenter by trade, right?"
Yep, carpenter framer. So he came and it's this bag system for my gym, and it didn't come with plans. And he's like, "I've done more with less." I'm like, "Let's go." So we got it all up in a day, which was quite remarkable. We had one. he kind of strutted a little bit. One of my guys tried to install a bag hanger, and it took him like 3 days, like multiple attempts. Owen did it in 8 minutes. And he's like, "Tell him that." I was like, "I don't think I will."
Yeah.
But it got me thinking about like USPSA is a weird melting pot because you're going to have a lot of different people in a lot of different spaces, and it's your place to interact because we kind of naturally congregate into like our chosen realms especially in the modern era. So like, you hang out at a certain bar because the drinks are X amount. So you're going to get a similar group there, or you hang out within a certain activity. But like USPSA for me at least, it has taken the place of church. Cause like a lot of people make their friends at church or whatever. And it's a way to build relationships or at least meet people who can help you with tasks. Like, my buddy Colin, he put up new lights in my gym. Owen helped me put up the bag system in my gym. Like, I have no problem. If I would have known that my buddy Andy, was a car dealer, I would have gone to him instead of running into him at the car dealer and him be like, "What's up, dude?" And I was like, "I didn't know you did this." So like USPSA is this wonderful melting pot of different like blue collar, white collar, completely different personalities, completely different career paths, completely different places, but we all have our shared activity that allows us to create these communities where we can be like, oh, hey, I need project done. And it's like, oh, hey, you can help me. Hooray.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been two of those things now. I've gone from shit talking radio DJ to truck driver, equipment operator guy.
Yep.
I'm thinking of my friends that I shoot with. We've got cops, a jailer who carries a gun and does prisoner transport. Poor Robert. He sometimes gets to go on trips that are not fun. What else? I know a guy who does a lot of crane operation for putting up wind turbines.
Oh, nice.
So big ass cranes, like big fucking cranes.
Yep.
Engineers. There's a professor, a college professor at our
Oh,
club.
cool.
What else? God, an IT guy. I just literally have to think of people. A welder. You know, it's literally everybody. You know,
Yeah.
white collar, blue collar.
Oh, and yours is a very small club by comparison to say like mine or some of those
Yeah.
like out east is like,
You got a couple doctors that shoot at your club.
yep, we got a couple doctors. We got I don't know that we have any professors. I know we have a couple school teachers. We have a couple a lot of blue collar guys, couple cops, couple military. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was nice to remember that like we get so focused on, oh well, we need to make the sport about shooting. We need to make the sport about shooting, and it's really not. I was having a conversation on Friday with a guy from my gym. We went to fights as a community event for my gym, and me and him got talking, and he's been doing martial arts for like 25 years, and he thanked me for how I run my gym, because he's like, it's like a community, it's like a big family, and it's what he didn't be like, man, dude, you know the art, you know that. He's like, dude, I like coming to the gym. I like being in the space. It's nice to be around people, and everyone's nice and wants to help each other, and there's not any egos, or it's just fun. And I think remembering that can help make USPSA a better place as well, is be like, hey, remember that the people who are with you can be your friends and like hang out. And most of my friends at this point are USPSA shooters. I joke about like, man, if I quit the sport, then I'm like, who would I talk to? Like, they're all my friends.
Yeah.
So
and as you say that, like, all the people, all your friends, and the Monday after this episode airs, I get to do what will definitely be a 3-hour board meeting.
Yeah,
it will be 3 hours, because there was originally about, I think there still is, the agenda got released, and there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 hours of shit on the agenda. And
ooh,
like,
brother,
I'm gonna even if Jim hadn't said this is going to end after 3 hours, I was gonna peace out after 3 hours. Like, sorry guys, this is ridiculous. Whatever we don't get done, move to the next meeting. But thankfully, Jim has already said, no, we're going to get through as much as we can and then move on.
Right. And at a certain level, you do need, because like my gym, I have 3 wonderful coaches that are better than me at the sport, and they can teach to this higher level, but I represent kind of the nice and having fun level. And so I'm like the level 1s. They're like the level 2s and level 3s, and you got to have the system for the level 2s and level 3s to make the level 1s mean something. And so don't think it's like, oh, screw all the rules, let's just throw it out and just do outlaw. No, do not do outlaw. That's how we're going to talk about how that can go bad very quickly.
Yeah.
But
okay, now you can't dry fire, grip is dumb.
yes. So I helped Owen put up around 3,000 pounds of steel in my gym, and
what?
Yeah.
What does the steel do?
It holds the bags up.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
it was its own clusterfuck, the entire process, because the moving company, or like the guys who sold it, were like, hey, you need to coordinate so that you can have guys at the gym to unload the thing. And the moving company just like called me and was like, hey, we're here. You don't have a loading dock. We can't drop this. You'll have to come pick it up. And I'm like, what is going on? And long story short, they showed up on a Friday and I was throwing like 200-pound bags out of the back of this truck to 7 guys that helped me like get everything in. And so after that, my arms were already a little smoked. And then I helped Owen put everything up. Every piece of it weighed like 100 to 200 pounds. And so my forearms, like I tried to grip a gun as like a joke and they were shaking just holding the gun. And it reminded me that being able to dry fire Joel or Ben would talk about is something that not everyone can do because they have jobs where they have to swing a hammer or move 3,000 pounds of steel.
Oh yeah. No, we've gone out and like fixing holes in the interstate before, concrete ruptures, and I'm swinging. You know how people will hit a big tractor tire at the gym with a sledgehammer?
Yep.
Okay, well, I do that at work sometimes, and sometimes I do it a lot. And after one of those days, I don't go to the gym because I already went.
Yep.
I
right.
I'm fucking smoked. My arms, my abs, everything on the front half of my body is just smoked. I'm not doing anything.
Yep. The gym is like a suburbanite privileged thing. It's like farmers and construction workers don't need to go to the gym. They're like,
oh no, there's a lot of farmers that know. Farmers of the past didn't need to go to the gym.
True. That's true. Farmers of the past and some ranchers. Like,
I mean, there's some that do still work, but the
machines do a lot more than they used.
The machines do a lot more. I mean, they're still working on equipment and stuff, but like, I mean, I've worked on equipment during the day, and nothing's as hard at work as literally smashing chunks of interstate to try and get them out of the ground so that you can fill it with asphalt. Like
yes.
that's why I'm like, why are you just hitting the interstate with a sledgehammer? Well, because it's broken, and there's another part that's broken that's gonna pop people's tires if they drive over this. Like this literally happened a couple of weeks ago. A BMW blew the tire and totally fucked up the 2 left side rims because this hole just sort of popped a couple chunks of concrete out of the ground, and boom, anything with skinny tires, like, you know, where the wheel is, you know, there's no sidewall of the tire.
Yeah.
It's just like a 2-inch sidewall. It was cars like that were fucking up their rims and stuff. But
I mean, my first thought was, couldn't happen to a nicer person. BMW drivers, you need to be better. Stop holding your Glocks in front of your dicks.
Yeah.
And stop riding people's asses.
Yeah. Okay. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. For just $3.57 a month, you will get all of the rest of this show, which there's a couple of things you're going to want to hear. Like, I did private training with a dude who I'm pretty sure is a ninja. More on that in a moment. And also the other Owen story we have to get to, wild thing that happened at an indoor match. There was you gotta
pay to find out.
You gotta subscribe to find out what happened. It was wild. It was 100% wild. This is not bullshit. You will get paid off. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. Yes, we're withholding it. Go ahead, pay that $3.57 a month. You tightwad cheap ass. Because last time I called everybody tightwad cheap asses, a bunch of people subscribed. So I'm going to keep shaming people into it. Tightwad cheap asses. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow.